just in Billy Slater in critical condition. After horrific car crash, NRL in shock. Can the screech of twisted metal on a rain-slick Queensland highway drown out the cheers of a lifetime, leaving a legend suspended between the roar of the game and the whisper of what might have been? Twilight had settled over the Bruce Highway like a shroud, the kind of November dusk in 2025 where the sun bled orange into the Pacific, casting long shadows across the endless ribbon of asphalt north of Brisbane. Billy Slater, Queensland's immortal fullback turned Maroons maestro, gripped the wheel of his black Range Rover, his mind adrift in the afterglow of another Origin triumph. The 2025 Series Shield, still fresh in his thoughts like a tattoo on his soul. Please like, share, and subscribe for more Sport Talk content. He was en route to a quiet family dinner in Innisfail, the town that birthed his fire, where palm fronds rustled like old teammates calling him home. His wife, Nicole, sat beside him, her hand resting lightly on his knee, while their children, Jake and Tyler Rose, dozed in the back, the hum of the engine a lullaby against the day's exhaustion from coaching duties that had stretched him thinner than any defensive line. The crash came without mercy, a rogue kangaroo bounding from the scrub, its eyes catching headlights like fleeting stars, forcing Slater's evasive swerve into the path of an oncoming semi-trailer. Metal met metal in a symphony of destruction, the world folding in on itself as the rover spun across the median, flipping twice before coming to rest against a eucalyptus sentinel. Its bark scarred like the ghosts of old battlefield wounds. The turning point etched itself in the chaos of emergency lights piercing the night, red and blue strobes dancing on the wreckage like fireflies at a funeral. Paramedics pried open the door with hydraulic jaws, their voices steady anchors in the storm. "Billy, stay with us. Breathe easy, mate." He stirred, blood tracing rivulets down his temple, his first words a fractured murmur for his family. "Nick, the kids, are they?" Rescue teams worked in hushed reverence, the highway closed for miles, drivers emerging from their vehicles to form a silent vigil, phones forgotten as they clasped hands in prayer. One paramedic, a lifelong Maroons fan, later confessed in a trembling voice to reporters, "I grew up watching him fly. Now here I was, fighting to keep him grounded. It felt like saving Queensland itself." In the ambulance's dim confines, as sirens wailed toward Gold Coast University Hospital, Slater's hand found Nicole's, his grip weak but unyielding. "We made it through Origin," he whispered, his voice ragged over the oxygen mask. "We'll make it through this." Outside, the first rain began to fall, soft as tears on the tarmac, washing away the skid marks of fate's cruel detour. The news fractured the NRL's off-season peace like a bone-deep hit. Within minutes, scanners crackled with the alert. Multiple vehicle collision, critical injuries, identity confirmed. Billy Slater. By dawn, helicopters thrummed overhead, their shadows sweeping across hospital lawns where staff gathered in clusters, faces pale under the fluorescent haze. Social media ignited in a blaze of disbelief and devotion. #Pray for Billy trending globally within the hour. Fans from Sydney to Suva posting clips of his 2004 Origin try against New South Wales, that audacious chip and chase that redefined immortality, now juxtaposed with grainy dashcam footage of the crash site, a mangled testament to vulnerability. The Queensland Rugby League statement landed like a halftime haka. "Our warrior is fighting. The Maroons family holds vigil." Teammates past and present converged on the ICU waiting room. Cameron Smith with his captain's calm, Darren Lockyer bearing a maroon jersey folded like a flag of truce, while rival Blues icons like Andrew Johns sent private messages of solidarity, rivalries dissolving in the face of shared humanity. In Brisbane's pubs, where walls bore murals of Slater's leaping grace, patrons raised glasses in silence, the jukebox falling quiet as news tickers scrolled. One veteran fan, eyes glistening over his schooner, told the ABC, "He didn't just play for us, he embodied us. If Billy goes down, a piece of Queensland's heart does too." The cultural quake rippled to the Pacific, Tongan communities in Auckland lighting candles, remembering the fullback who bridged islands with his speed. This moment, born of asphalt and accident, unearthed the heritage of rugby league's unbreakable spirit, a code forged in Queensland's cane fields and coal mines, where men like Slater's father, Ron, taught that true grit wasn't in the sprint, but in the stagger back to your feet. It deepened the lore, transforming a highway horror into a parable of the fragility that fuels our fiercest warriors. The aftermath lingered in the hospital's sterile corridors, where ventilators hummed like distant crowd murmurs and family photos from the waiting room wall. Slater hoisting the 2017 World Cup trophy served as beacons against the beeps of monitors charting his fragile hold on tomorrow. Reflection arrives like the tide at Mission Beach, slow and inexorable, pulling at the edges of what we hold sacred. Slater's brush with the abyss reminds us that legends are not invincible. They are vessels of the dreams we pour into them. Their scars a map of the risks we all run in pursuit of glory. In the quiet calculus of a coach's life, endless tape sessions, sideline sermons, the weight of a state's expectations, this crash lays bare the human ledger. How one man's dash from training ground to family hearth can intersect with destiny's blind curve, teaching that safety is the unsung strategy no playbook can perfect. Sportsmanship, often lauded in fair tackles and gracious bows, reveals its deeper vein here, in the league's swift mobilization of counselors for players haunted by the what-ifs, in the fans who turned grief into pledges for road awareness campaigns, echoing Slater's own pre-crash advocacy for the Fatal Five. It speaks to character forged in fire. Slater, who rose from Innisfail's humble dust to immortal status, now embodies the value of vulnerability, showing young Maroons that admitting fear, be it a high ball or a high beam, strengthens the pack more than any solo charge. Legacy for a figure like Slater was once etched in tries and trophies. Now it expands to encompass this trial, a chapter where his fight becomes a curriculum for resilience, inspiring roadside memorials that sprout like wildflowers along the Bruce, each one a story of lives altered by his near loss. What does it illuminate about our shared humanity that a single swerve can pause a nation's pulse, forcing us to confront the thin line between routine commute and requiem? In Slater's suspended breath, we glimpse the universal. Every parent rushing home, every athlete chasing dawn patrols, all tethered to the same fragile thread. The brotherhood of the game responds not with platitudes, but with presence. NRL CEO Andrew Abdo postponing the 2026 coaching announcement, granting Slater's staff leave to stand vigil, a quiet acknowledgement that some plays extend beyond the 80 minutes. Slater's own words, whispered to Nicole in the ambulance's blur, surfaced in her bedside, recounting to the family circle. I've dodged bigger hits on the field, love, but this one? It reminds me life's the real origin. Win or lose, you show up for your team. His humility cut through the pain, a coach's instinct to frame setback as strategy. In a fragmented video call from his hospital bed, eyes shadowed but spirit unbroken, he addressed the Maroon squad days later. Lads, I thought I had it all figured. Tactics, turns, the lot. But that route taught me, sometimes the game's about reacting, not rehearsing. Get home safe to your families. That's the win that counts. Nicole, speaking for him in a tear-edged presser outside the ICU, shared his perspective on growth. Billy's always said coaching is about building men, not just winning series.